And are you suffering from hot flashes, from disruptions in your sleep? You're going to love this interview, everybody. Susan, look at us with our fans.
Oh, everybody fanning ourselves. I
Woo.
bet you can relate.
Welcome, everybody. We're so happy to have you here because we're going to be talking about menopause and sleep, and specifically this menopause sleep system that Susan Lieberman, she's incredible, has designed. And I think this is a good topic. Everybody, if you think this is a great topic, just put yes in the comments down below. How many of you ever have challenges sleeping, especially perimenopause, menopause, and beyond? I've brought a really special guest in for you all today. So everyone meet this incredible, heart-centered, wonderful, so smart human. Like she's one of the most intelligent, incredible humans that I've ever met. And she blends East and West. So let me tell you about Susan. She's a menopause sleep expert. She helps women in midlife, menopause, and beyond. And she has a background as an integrative practitioner and nurse for decades. So she weaves Eastern wisdom and Western science to awaken women in midlife and beyond, reigniting energy, balance, and joy, guiding them to rise into vitality, radiant vitality, freedom, and purpose. All these things because of sleep. Susan, welcome. It's so good to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. And I'm so excited to be here on this beautiful Women's Spirit Festival. It has just been phenomenal. So thank you for sponsoring it and putting it together and teaching us and everything that you do.
You're so welcome. I love bringing women together. It's one of the things that just sparks my own passion and my own heart. It always has. So, what are you loving about this community so far?
It's just the power of sisterhood. Oh my goodness. And the wisdom that we all have and the support we give each other for women by women. There's nothing like it. And there's just nothing like it. So thank you.
It's like when we would have come together in circles a long time ago when women did share their wisdom, like, hey, here's how you sleep, or here's what you do in this phase of your life, and here's how you do these parts. We don't share that as much anymore. So I feel like when we're coming together here, we get to share the wisdom. Now, you have a ton of wisdom. Tell us a little bit more about your background.
Yeah. So my background is as a nurse, but very early on in my nursing career, actually, even before my nursing career, I always knew conventional medicine and Western science has so much to offer. You know, I'm a believer, but there also is some natural and holistic ways from the Eastern healing wisdom traditions that when you combine them together, they're so powerful, the best of the East and the best of the West. So that's a little bit about my background of how I combine East and West. As I said, I'm a nurse. I also am a master certified master holistic health and life coach. I am an integrative practitioner. I am certified in several healing modalities, somatic energy therapies, mindfulness meditation, and all of that. And I did that in the inpatient and outpatient
Wow.
setting as well.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of people and I've seen it work wonders for myself as well. Oh my goodness, it's transformed my life.
Yeah. When we can have the experience in our own hearts and souls, like, yes, this works here, it really makes a difference. And that's what I've seen women go through in this amazing event. Like they're bringing their stories. So what kind of challenges have you particularly gone through that you've used the East and West together to help yourself through?
Well, there have been physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual challenges that, you
All.
know what, we all have. So this is just my specific story, but, you know, the circumstances may be different, but everybody goes through similar challenges. So for me, it was my mom when I was 12.
Mm.
Was diagnosed with terminal ovarian cancer, and I became her caregiver. I became my mom's mom at 12 years of age because became her physical caregiver and the chief cook and bottle washer in my household. And I saw the suffering, and I saw really there was only one way to do things. Um, and certainly at 12, I didn't know anything about complementary or integrative anything,
Yeah.
right? And because I didn't initially know what her diagnosis was, and I had my preteen hormones fluctuating just like we do in
Right.
menopause,
Yeah.
right? they and the mood swings there and the body changes there, and I was resentful and angry, especially since I didn't understand. And when I found out, there was that deep shame,
Yeah.
and that I wasn't good enough, and that I carried into adulthood. It also, many of us can relate to that shame and that not good enough and the people pleasing to overcome that and be accepted,
Yes.
and the perfectionism. So I became a perfectionist. So if I do everything just right,
Hmm. Yeah.
and I became a nurse. It was just natural for me to become a nurse, but between juggling caregiving, because now I was caregiving my stepmom, my small kids, my career, my husband who had some substance abuse issues, the financial issues, and all of that. And then having my ovaries out, what's called prophylactically, or to prevent ovarian cancer. It's
Wow.
another story of,
All the things that you juggled, it's like it's a reflection. Everyone, if you're listening to this and you can relate, just put me in the comments down below right now that you can relate. Put me in the comments. You're juggling all the things. Life is throwing everything at you. And somehow you, Susan, you managed to navigate and stay
yeah,
standing.
I tell you, I went into menopause overnight, but I was also diagnosed with fibromyalgia and very shortly thereafter severe osteoporosis
Yeah.
and generalized anxiety disorder. And I knew that they were only treating my symptoms, but not root causes, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, that I just told you about. And that's when I really went on my journey to blend East and West.
How have you seen the East really, in a lot of ways, making sure that we address not just the physical, but that we look at the emotional and the spiritual and all the other aspects? How have you seen the East do that and bring that to the West?
So the West, they are they can only see what they can see in a microscope. I can't
Yes.
explain it any other way. And it's very mechanical. Everything is separated out. You go to a gynecologist, you go to a endocrinologist, you go to a primary care physician, you go to a gastroenterologist. Everything's a different ologist.
It's very compartmentalized, which is no
It's
wonder
very.
we're confused about our health as women, especially when we hit menopause. It's like, what's happening? Because everything is so compartmentalized.
And for a long time, it's just been, I would say, within the past 5 years that women's health, especially perimenopause and menopause, is even being addressed, because you would go to the doctor and it was very male oriented and they would tell you there was not a lot of research. Well, just live with it, right? But the East has always looked at it as a whole person, mental, emotional, physical, and they look at it from an energetic standpoint as well. What is happening in the body? Emotions are energy, your physical changes are energy, the spirit is energy, the mental thoughts are energy, and how do we work with all of it? So that's a little bit of the difference, and they do it naturally,
Yeah.
non-invasive,
Yeah.
without pills, without, all of those kinds of things.
Yeah.
They do it by working with the energy, or chi, or some people know it as ki, or some people know it as prana. So putting those two together are powerful.
Really powerful. That's what I love about what you do is like you bring that Western science, like the down to earth grounded with this Eastern philosophy and practice that's holistic and like the whole person. And I personally love it. I've been into the Eastern mysticism and East Chinese medicine and all of it. I studied martial arts and all of it from when I was young. So I really personally have a take on this, everyone. If you wonder why I'm like so extra excited about interviewing Susan, it's because my heart's there as well. And we don't need to necessarily use invasive or pharmaceuticals to manage perimenopause and menopause. Can we talk about these topics, everyone? Just put like Peri in the comments or Menno in the comments, depending on where you are all at. Because remember, this is a safe space for women. And like you said, Susan, we're not talking about it yet. But what's the introduction that you would tell the women who are like, is this perimenopause? Let's start there and then we'll go to menopause next. Like for women who are just wondering what's happening, what's going to happen.
Yeah. So, first of all, what's going to happen? You think in your 30s, oh, I don't have to worry about this. It's not now. But I have to tell you, if you start when you're in your 20s and 30s and you do certain lifestyle changes and do these things, when you get to perimenopause, the symptoms may not be as severe as they would have been because you're ready, right? And when you get to perimenopause, if you're even asking the question, something's changing, then my guess is that you're in perimenopause. But a lot of us try to say, oh, no, not me.
That was me. I was like, I was in denial, Susan. I was in denial until I was actually in menopause. So it was like, oh, I guess all the last 7 years were menopause, perimenopause. So
And that's what happens. And that may also be a barrier to doing the things that can make it those
exactly.
things that where you say, is this changing? Maybe not feel like you're so off and you're not quite yourself. And then when you get to perimenopause and menopause, instead of seeing it as this big burden,
Yeah.
it can be light and it can be freedom, physical freedom, mental freedom, emotional freedom, and spiritual freedom. And by the way, when I stopped having my periods, oh my gosh, it was
Freedom.
wonderful. It was
Aw.
freedom in a lot of ways. So we've been taught to think about, oh my gosh, how awful this thing is going to be that's coming, but it's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not. It can be the best time of your life if you know what to do and how to manage it so that you're not blindsided by it.
Oh, I love hearing you say that. If any of you are having relief just hearing Susan say it can be the best time of your life, it can be okay. Just put relief in the comments right now. Susan, I want to ask you a whole bunch more questions, but while I'm talking about resources, you have a resource for everyone. Do you want to tell everybody about that? Because,
Yes.
ladies, this woman is incredible and she's a menopause sleep expert. Okay, go.
Thanks. So I hope you can see it. It's the 5 sleep boosting foods your doctor didn't tell you about to sleep deeply, think clearly, and feel energized. So, and you know, uh, there's so much more in this than just the foods, because what I give you first is just a sleep assessment. It's actually a little mini perimenopause menopause assessment, including sleep. To where are you right now? Like, what,
Cool.
remember that question you asked, what's changing? What's going on? Just to give you a baseline of, first of all, that things may be changing and it's okay. You're going to be okay. And then some like mini plan of what to do, right? So you're not left in the dark, because all these different ologists, they can't really put it together for you. They don't know,
Yeah.
right? And then there's the 5, what I'll call phyto foods, or foods that mimic estrogen, so that there are 5 foods, 5 food groups, and they're really simple. This is everybody can do this. I want you to know this is not going to be, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to spend so much time doing this, right? That mimic estrogen, actually bind with the estrogen receptors in your cells, so that those hot flashes, the foggy brain, the weight gain, the mood swings, the loss of or libido, the all those kinds of things that we're getting in menopause, the lack of sleep, because we're talking about sleep. This can help. As a matter of fact, there's one food group, which is the soy group. If you eat a half a cup of edamame a day, just a half a cup, it decreases hot flashes by 88%. And that was
Whoa.
severe, moderate to severe hot flashes where they did that study. That's in science, evidence-backed science.
That is
Okay.
so cool, especially when we're talking about like the East, they eat a lot of soy products and you're
Yes.
bringing this back in. So this is powerful. Everybody, that
And the
resource, we
Yes,
want the
that
other
and the
things.
East knew about that all along. So
Yes.
I give you foods from the evidence-based science and also from the Eastern standpoint. And they overlap, but the East knows a little bit more because they've been doing this a few thousand years more.
Very cool.
So there are all of those things. And while some women may elect to go on hormone therapy, and I am not adverse to that, especially bioidentical hormone therapy, some women elect not to do that. And these are ways that if you could decrease your hot flashes by 88%, or all of those things, or increase, have better sleep by at least 50%, why wouldn't you want to do it naturally, whether you're on hormone therapy or not?
Exactly. Oh, I love this. So how does everybody get this amazing resource? Are you all like, yes, give it to me? How do we get it?
So just type below sleep. It's very simple. Just sleep. That's
Type
it.
the word sleep, everyone. Do it right now. Type the word sleep. Because
Sweet
whether,
dreams. Good night.
right, whether it's
No hot
interrupted
flashes.
sleep or insomnia, you're waking up in a pool of hot liquid, or you just can't sleep, or you wake up with your mind spinning, like these are really going to help. I love this. So type sleep in the comments, everyone. Sleep. Tell us about why sleep is so important, especially in menopause and beyond.
Well, because sleep is the foundation of everything. So if you can't sleep, it's like food and water. What happens if you don't have food and water? You don't have any energy for your body to run, and you get depleted and you get dis-ease or run down. And eventually your body won't have any energy to run at all, right? So sleep is like that. And sleep, just is it's when we sleep, it restores our brain function. It cleans the toxins out of our brain, okay, as well as the other organs in our body. And it restores our um, energy pathways. It restores the electric pathways in our brain. It helps regulate our hormones, so that we don't have the mood swings anymore. It's just without that sleep.
I
You
think
need
that this
sleep for
sounds like the
everything. So
ultimate cure. Like it's like we don't, and it's you don't need to pay a pharmaceutical for it or like do anything different. It's free. It's the ultimate cure for all the things that ails us in menopause and beyond.
and it's not just the quantity of sleep, it's also the quality of sleep. So
That's what I
you
was
can
just
get
about to ask you. Like, how
supposedly,
do you define good sleep?
yeah. So sleep is, you have several stages of sleep, but the two main ones I'll talk about are the non-REM, rapid eye movement, and the REM, movement sleep. And within the non-REM is light to moderate to deep sleep, and you need that deep sleep. That's the part that rejuvenates everything and gets the toxins out. And you need the REM sleep to process all of that emotion and everything that's gone on throughout the day, and the trauma, both today and in the past, and to be able to do that. So you need both of them, and you need that deep sleep. So it's not 7 to 9 hours of sleep, but it's all of those. And when you have interrupted sleep or you can't get to sleep, that natural rhythm is disrupted. And by the way, when you sleep well and you have that deep sleep, when you start to dream, your dreams go. I used to have such nightmares, or I didn't remember them at all because I was so exhausted in the
Yeah.
morning. But um, when you start to have that really deep sleep, that restful, restorative sleep, your dreams change. And your dreams, we're talking about Women's Spirit Festival. So you start to have creative, beautiful, insightful dreams that give you insights that sometimes your conscious brain can't think of during the day,
Yeah.
right? Or we've pushed all of that stuff down of our hopes and dreams and desires. And so I found that my dream life became this wonderful, imaginative, insightful part of my life that informs my waking hours and my waking dreams, hopes, and desires
Wow.
to expand my life.
Yeah. So sleep is a spiritual practice.
It is a
Sleep is
spirit.
something that enhances our entire lives and also makes us like better able to go during the day. Like when I get good sleep, I wake up a happier person. I can tell. Like I wake up and I'm smiling and I feel good. When I don't get good sleep, I am just, you don't want to be around me on that day. So this is yeah, this is crucial and so important. So everyone, the word is sleep. Put it in the comments. Susan, as you were speaking, I was like, oh, I need you to teach me a master class on that, like just the different types of the quality of sleep and the different phases of sleep and all of it. So your resource is going to be so helpful. Now you have some talks that are happening inside of Women's Spirit Festival as well. Everyone, if you're like, oh, I want to go deeper with Susan, you got to look up her talks. So Susan, tell us about the talks that you're doing here.
So I'm doing the menopause sleep method. And while it's talking about sleep, it's so much more than that, right? For our women's health, especially in perimenopause, menopause, and beyond, midlife and beyond, right? So the first one there's 5 steps to the menopause sleep method that's specific for women our age because doctors will tell you, well, that's just it. No, it doesn't have to be the new normal.
Yeah,
Okay. So, but I talk about just a few of them. So,
perfect.
in the first one, I'm talking about some of the environmental and lifestyle issues of some of the bedtime rituals. And then I talk about yourself down and how to do that naturally, okay, during the nighttime. So we're going into that. And there's some really simple things that work so well. So
Beautiful.
one of them that I go into is, how to lower the room temperature,
Mm,
how to what to wear so that, it wicks away the heat in your body. It makes a huge difference,
very cool.
right? And then I go into an Eastern technique of using some of the acupressure points to naturally, through touch, lower your temperature and decrease the hot flashes and the night sweats
Oh,
as you
we
go to bed.
need these. This is so good. I'm excited to see all of your talks, Susan. Everyone, you know what to do. You're here inside a Women's Spirit Festival. Go to that little search tool that's at the top of the group and type in Susan Lieberman, and all her talks will come up so that you can go deep and explore more with her. You could think of these talks as mini workshops where you can just go in, listen, get informed, get the education, get the inspiration that you need. Because you can see, as you can see, Susan helps women with sleep, but she's also a very soulful, heart-centered, incredible spiritual guide at the same time. We got to start with sleeping because it solves everything. And then Susan takes us into the deeper vitality. Susan, I love what you do. Um,
So
Go ahead.
the second
Third,
one,
yes.
the second talk is about hormones. Because hormones are a huge part of sleep, especially in menopause or midlife menopause and beyond, midlife perimenopause, menopause and beyond, right? So it's about the hormones, but I go into one specific hormone that can mess up or help all the others.
We're not going to
So
tell everybody what it is, so you got to go watch the talk. Because I'm like, which one is it? I have to go watch the talk.
And and the fix is pretty simple because it takes in menopause, it flips your sleep wake cycle around, right? It makes you sleepy during the day and awake at night, even if you're tired. So
Hmm.
this particular hormone can flip it back the way it's supposed to.
Okay, good. I need
And
that.
the third one is about light and how light is one of the key factors in helping you sleep because most of us don't get enough light. And our sleep wake cycle is regulated by light and how much light we're getting and when. And it's also about the light of the soul and light of the spirit.
Beautiful. Well, I can't wait to see all those talks. Everyone, remember, go to that little search bar up there, type in Susan's name, check out all her talks, and be sure to get this resource from her as well. So you put the word sleep in the comments right now, and she'll get you that resource personally. Susan, what do you want women as we're here in Women's Spirit Festival? If somebody was like, oh, I can't sleep and menopause is terrible, what do I do? What's your best advice for them?
Best advice is to take a full breath. Don't go it alone.
Oh,
Do not go it alone. You do not have to go it alone. And you don't have to rely just on what your doctor is telling you because the education that most physicians, maybe your physician is different, but the education that most physicians have gotten is very limited. So seek out other women, seek out experts who have gone through this before. You don't have to do this alone, and you can feel better than ever.
I love this. It's personally giving me hope every time I hear you talk about it. Ladies, if you are loving this and what Susan has shared with us today, just put thank you in the comments. It's how we give our speakers a round of applause and how we really let them hear your hearts and your souls. So put thank you in the comments. And if you have a mom or a sister or a friend who's dealing with this, tag her here in this video. Invite her to the group because she won't be able to see the video unless she's in the group. So press that invite button, invite her to the group, tag her, let her on in, and we'll make sure that that person gets help and that you're the one to connect them. So thank you everyone for watching. And Susan, final words of wisdom for Women's Spirit Festival.
Just absorb every speaker you can because every speaker has such divine wisdom. We are so much better together than we are alone. So, this is what the Women's Spirit Festival is about. It's about community and connection.
I
And
absolutely
thank
agree.
you, Elizabeth, for doing this.
Ah, thank you. Sorry, there was a little tiny delay lag there. Thank you so much. Like, this is why you and the other speakers are why I do this event. I just love providing this connection between you and the audience. So, thank you so much, Susan, for your wisdom. Always enjoy hearing you speak. I could sit for hours and just listen to you talk about all of the wisdom that you have. So, thank you. Yeah. And everyone,
Ditto
thank.
for you too.
Aw. Well, then it's good and it's mutual. Everyone, thank you again for watching, for being part of Women's Spirit Festival. Until the next amazing interview, I hope that you all enjoy. Remember, Susan's gift. Put the word sleep in, search her name, invite friends. Women's Spirit Festival exists because of all of you. So thank you for being the best part of Women's Spirit Festival. Bye, everyone.